So the no pressure networking funnel. Now this is a big one. I know I kind of covered everything just a few minutes ago about the overall strategies and everything like that inside of it. And I want to show it to you in action. Right now, I'm doing this on LinkedIn because that's somewhere that I'm just typically most active when it comes to finding people who'd be a good fit for the podcast, customers, whatever it may be. But I recommend you do it on whatever channel you're most active on. This works on LinkedIn. This works on Instagram. This works on Facebook. It'll work on Twitter. Now, the most important thing to take note on here is that you need to be consistently connecting with or following or friend requesting people who would be a good fit for your newsletter. All right, this is very important. It requires it. Now, I send out about 100 connection requests at least a week, probably follow about 30 to 50 different people. And it's a great way to make sure that you're constantly hearing about things that your audience cares about. Plus, it's giving you opportunities to have conversations for this very specific, no pressure networking opt-in funnel here, right? So, David helps folks with podcasting, content strategy, all kinds of stuff on there. He's got a couple courses that he sells. He's doing work with one-to-one clients. And guess what? He's not doing much on his email list. Now, I don't know that last part yet, but safe to assume he could benefit from the things that I talk about inside of my newsletter. So I reached out to David and I sent a connection request. LinkedIn, you have to request it. Everywhere else, you just kind of get to follow and then send your DMs. It's a little bit easier, but it's very simple. The initial connection request, if you're curious on this one, is literally just, hey, David, looking forward to connecting with you. That's it. Then as soon as he accepts, hey, David, thanks for connecting. I'm trying this new thing where I'm actually connecting with the people at my network. Crazy, right? I'd love to learn a little bit more about what you're working on, what a good referral looks like for you, and if there's any way we might be able to help each other out. That's something you'd be open to. Now, we'll talk about this a little bit more in the video where you get this stuff in the script, right? But the whole point on this is that it's conversational. It's genuine. I spent a lot of time at in-person networking events, trade shows, and this is how you have conversations. You remove the pressure or worry of, are they going to want what I have to offer? Are they going to be worried about me selling them? Do I sell them? Do I pitch them? Don't do anything. Ask somebody if they want to have a conversation, then tell them what the intention behind that is. For you, it's so that you can get to know a little bit more about them and their business and see if there's any way we can help each other. You know what's really funny too is when you say that, 7 out of 10 people that I've found at least so far, they say yeah, right? And you could see David's real into this. It's a legit connection, might be too committal, but I'm definitely down for it. You want to hop on a quick call or just chat here? I joked back and said that Zoom would be awesome and asked if he wanted to drop a few details about himself and book a time that works here. And it links over to either my subdomain or my Calendly page, whatever it is that you have it. Now, that's the next thing I want to show you. I covered this in the webinar, but I want to make sure that you guys have a copy of it too. And you'll also get, excuse me, a screenshot of all of that down below inside of this lesson here too. Now, when he clicks on that, what he gets is quick Calendly page. That's what I use. Makes it easy. It's a 15-minute networking meeting. I recommend you make yours 15 minutes. They're nice and short. They're quick, and it makes it a hell of a lot easier to get 5 to 10 of these on the calendar every single week than if they were half an hour. And the intro is very generic and low pressure. I'm trying to do a better job of actually connecting with my network. So I'd love to learn more about you and your biz and how we might be able to help each other in the future. Are you in? Feel free. Steal this exact script. Now, when David goes to click and actually pick a time, he gets to find one that works for him. Let's say Monday at 12:15 sounds good. This is the important part, right? You're going to get their name and their email by default. Now, here's where you want to ask a couple quick questions. It depends on what your business looks like and what your newsletter is going to cover. But for me, I want to find a way to give value to this person as quickly as possible. So I ask, what's a good referral look like for you? It tells me what a good customer is for them. And if I know someone who's a good fit, it gives me the ability to be able to drop that on the call, right? I want to deliver value here without asking for anything in return. Next, and this is selfishly because I host a podcast, but for you, maybe you can ask a question based on the content that you're planning to cover, right? Let's say instead here, I asked, what is your biggest struggle when it comes to growing your audience and email, right? You can ask anything here. But important, at least I think, to have 2 questions inside of there so you can have things to talk about on the call. And the last one, this is the key. It's a checkbox, and I want you to do it very simply as a checkbox. Interested in joining my email list of insert who's on your list and what you talk about, and make it an exciting yes, or make it an exciting no thanks, and then drop in what it is that you share. This is the way that I did it. I'm a little cheeky. I like to be funny. I like to be sarcastic. And so I like to make it sound like a bad thing to say no here. No thanks. I don't like exclusive interviews with other successful entrepreneurs, unconventional marketing strategies, or killer content about building an irresistible customer ecosystem. Those are 3 things I talk about. I can tell them, hey, do you want to get on my list where I talk about this? Or I can make it a no-brainer and make it easier to just click the short option and say, yes, please, here. I get a lot of subscribers off of this. Probably about 50 to 60% of people that I meet with on a regular basis say yes. Some weeks it's higher, some weeks it's lower. But I've got a quick Zapier automation on the back end that as soon as I click this, it goes ahead and just ports them right over my email list and makes it easy. You could do it manually if you're not familiar with Zapier, or I'll actually have a quick video right below this one that'll show you exactly how to set that up on your own. Super simple. But take this, go and set up the Calendly page for your networking meeting and all the details and fields that you see here. And I want you to go out and send 25 to 50, same as we did with the persons that we're already connected with, 25 to 50 messages to new people that you've followed or that you're connected with who don't know who you are this week. I know that's a lot. Maybe it's 50 messages, maybe it's 100 for you, but I promise that getting this started is the fastest way that we can start to get an amount of subscribers on your list that you thought would take you months in literally less than a week or 2.